afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, welcome to the Josh Guillory Show. I am your very grateful host, and in studio with me, Q Magic Money over there, making some trouble, good trouble. What's up, Q?
Another beautiful day in the Acadiana area.
It certainly is, guys, and he's right. We're in Acadiana. We're broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also on rumble.com. Let me go check you out. There we go. Big boy, Big Tib, you win. Kill Switch, that's Real Shab. Big Boy MX, I'm seeing you today on that Rumble chat. Brighten my day, boy. You can check us out at X as well. That's at Josh Guillory USA. Very, very creative. And all the socials and all the things. But go check us out at rumble.com. Go look at us. Give us a little chat. We can't wait to see that. Also, guys, this segment brought to you by my friends. Yeah, my friends over there in America. My American friends. My American manufacturing friends over there at CSafe. Go check them out at csafe.com. SEA. Like the ocean. All right, let's go over to our other friends. Well, Q, Seattle's doing that thing again. You know, where leaders insist nothing has changed while everyone living there can see that something has changed. You know that thing?
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me they created another Capitol Hill autonomous zone where police weren't allowed and only criminals were.
Oh my gosh, you reminded us of that. Y'all remember that during the BLM moment. Kill Switch, I appreciate that, my friend. Caught me on a good day. All right, so Fox News Digital, according to this little article, Seattle officials, they're pushing back. They're pushing back against criticism. They're pushing back against facts that the city has stopped prosecuting drug use. We shouldn't say that. The mayor says there has been no policy change. Don't even start spreading that little rumor. Police leadership says officers are still expected to enforce drug laws. Great. Okay, that's good. But what this article details is people working on the streets, cops, law enforcement officers, residents, business owners. They're all saying the same thing, though, And this is not the only article that I saw. I don't know about you guys. But enforcement is collapsing in practice. You can say whatever you want. And this is a great way to get your crime stats down, too. Even if nobody wants to admit it out loud, enforcement is collapsing, and those families see it, and those business owners see it, those patrons of those businesses see it. Anybody with common sense sees it. So a few little facts to guide us here, help us out. So guidance, speaking of guidance that took effect January 1st, by the way. This is a fact. Guidance that took effect for January 1st, directs most drug possession and public use cases to be reviewed for diversion, pretrial diversion, before charges are filed. It just goes straight to that. Not saying other prosecutorial agencies don't have a similar process, but this one seems to be geared towards. Remember, we're talking about Oregon. We're talking about look at recent publications and articles. I say recent, about a year or two ago, about maybe some buyer's remorse on some of these willy-nilly laws that had no enforcement. They did not even have the law, and these legislators, kudos to the ones that actually admitted to it, because I don't understand it. I don't think a lot of you guys understand it, but it's a thing. Politicians, some of them, not all, they will just dig in. So for those guys in the Northwest and the West Coast that at least changed their policy, kudos to you. I don't care how you got there. You got there. That's good. That's good. Now, let's talk about this, though, because what seems to be happening is, whether they want to admit it or not, is signaling. prosecutors are signaling something right now. That they're going to have to admit this at some point. They're signaling that they will only pursue cases they consider egregious. Officers, how about that morale? Officers know that. Hey, put your life on the line. Do everything we trained you to do. Do all the right things. And yeah, nothing's really going to happen. Even though you had no clue what was behind that tinted window at 2:38 a.m. off the Evangeline Thruway. You see, yeah, real easy. How's that for morale? But take morale out, assuming they're professionals, they'll get through that. Still, what does that say about what you are signaling? What you are telling the people that you're trying to prohibit certain conduct from? You're giving them a light, and it ain't red. When officers believe arrests are not going to stick, no knock to our wonderful officers out there, but they are human beings. My goodness. When officers believe genuinely that arrests will not stick, you have to reasonably expect that behavior is going to change. And I think that's human nature. That's not like some kind of ideology. Doesn't make these officers in those very horrible situations having to work for a jurisdiction that you have two enemies, the bad guy and then these politicians. Or worse, the bureaucrats that don't answer to the people, they answer to the system. Their ideology pops in. And then the politician is the one that has to carry out, and they have a choice. Jason Rantz, he has some things to say about it. He lives and works in Seattle. I'm just giving you an example. This is what Fox News Digital article pointed out, and I thought it made sense. If cops think arrests go nowhere, they stop making them. He says, not because they're lazy, but because no one is risking injury, discipline, or a lawsuit for a case that dies on a desk. That's the sentiment. That's what I was saying about the two enemies. So, and that is how this is how de facto decriminalization happens without anyone passing a law. And it goes back to, you want to lower your crime stats, stop arresting people. You wanted to lower your COVID numbers, stop testing people. There's always around the stupidness. And there's always stupidness right around the corner. I say that with love. It's always going to be there. It's how do we choose to deal with it? And when you're in charge, when you're in a legislative body, when you have a duty, how do you approach it? We're seeing some of these guys, how they approach this kind of stuff. And we're highlighting these communities because everybody belongs to a community in this listening and viewing audience. So if it could happen there, trust me, it can happen here or there or anywhere. So we got to talk about it. We got to stay informed, and we got to make sure we're at where the rubber meets the road, and that's at the local level. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. I cannot wait. You can't go wrong with Préjean's seafood, salad, steak, Cajun cuisine, and much, much more. Go visit my friends over there at Préjean's.
At Gulf Coast Bank, we understand that buying a home is a big deal, and it's normal to have questions. Having someone you can talk to can make a huge difference. At Gulf Coast Bank, we care about our customers, and we know the local market because this is our home. We have branches in Lafayette, Maurice, Youngsville, Carencro, Abbeville, Delcombe, and Erath. So you're never far from a friendly Gulf Coast Bank associate. Let our team work with you to purchase the home or land of your dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ROAD to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. Being a veteran, it's interwoven into your DNA. It is really the absence of the connection and the purpose that can really drive a lot of veterans to some negative thoughts. For those who are in a suicidal crisis, the window of time to save somebody's life is very short. Our duty is to protect ourselves and protect our families. And one way you can do that is store your weapons safely. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training, and the very next day, he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. My way of continuing my service is to help protect my community by being a responsible gun owner and by storing firearms safely. Store all your
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on Rumble, rumble.com. That chat is hot and heavy. That's what I'm talking about. I want to see you over there. Hey, T. Taro, you are not kidding. Remember, the midterms the midterms are coming up. Also, new mayor elections are coming up also. Follows that up with that the people in your upper command, that places politics. It's true. Well, and it could be good. It doesn't have to be bad. Like I said, power can be great. You're entrusted with so much of it when you're in office if you use it for great things. If you use it, it always follows. The trail always follows. And people see action. And it's usually after the fact. It's usually a year or two dragging. I mean, that's normal. Takes a little minute for your actions to kick in. But regardless, you see that quickly at the local level. And all of these in our surrounding areas, outside the city in Paris or Lafayette, there are a lot of mayor elections coming up, I believe this year, this year. Wow. Yeah, so hey, pay attention. We're talking about policies that are each day nationally, national topics, but where it really meets the people is always usually funneled right there to the local level. So the philosophy matters. Hey, look, I'll tell you, community development block grants. I want y'all to remember that. CDBG, little thing that no one talks about. Community development block grants. Issued through HUD, federal level. Most, if not all, the municipalities in this area get it. I don't know. There's some that may not, so I don't want to speak out of turn. The administration of your local government will tell you where their heart and mind is through their CDBG. Now, sometimes their CDBG grants are tied, okay? But a lot of times there's some discretion, okay? So you're going to see, are they using that to help businesses? Are they using that to help infrastructure? Are they using that to help the community as a whole? Community development block grants. What it's becoming is little social projects and little programs. And look at Feed Our Future. That doesn't appear to be a community development block grant. That appears to straight up be fraud through legislation in our face. I wonder if the earmark she could have saved us all this trouble. Just earmark that and say, this is for the Minnesota fraud people. And that way we at least would know. Give us the common courtesy of simply telling us the truth. The truth. Now. Hey, shout out to our TikTok audience. We good over there? Good. I didn't press the wrong button. So I told you about a citizen over there in Seattle, Jason Rance. He pretty much summarized it. But look, all these actions in Seattle, they say that policies haven't changed on drugs. They say that, no, we're enforcing it. Stop. Basically, we're just I can summarize where we're at in the process. We're just short of being called racist. So next week will be right. That's about right. Bigots, I think they just straight up go racist. Bigotry is kind of like, I don't know. They used to go there.
I could see it.
Oh, see it? That's their card. Yes, it's yeah. Quality leering. It's leering. All of it's leering right in front of us. But they're saying all this that we're enforcing, like it's a culture. That's what I'm getting at, okay? I mean, we see it. Look, when we open up, when open drug use is tolerated, okay? I'm just saying, I need my libertarians to call in. I want you to call and fuss me on this. I'm serious. And I will hear you out because of all your conservative friends, I promise you, I will hear you out. I really will. Because you make a valid claim, my libertarian friends, about government staying out of people's business. And for all these years, on the conservative side too, we have used government to really, really drive home some wins. We did that with the power. And that's great until the power is then given to the other side, and then they grow government. And then we grow government. But it's a good idea, but they get not reelected or retire, or the bureaucrat retires, or whatever. The federal government is just giving you the power. So it's just a doggone cycle. And Seattle over here is refusing to just learn from its own history and to open its eyes to what is going on in our beautiful country. But all this when open drug use on the bad, can we just say the bad drugs? All right, I'm going to exclude medical marijuana. All right, how about that? Is that fair?
That is totally fair.
Because, I don't know how many domestic abuse battery charges are going on anybody on medical marijuana. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But I do know crack is whack. The late Whitney Houston told us that. Okay, and it stuck with me. Like, I got all the science, but I got it. Crack is whack. So no crack. How about meth? Can we agree meth doesn't need to be there? Can we agree fentanyl doesn't need to be there? Fentanyl, all the other things?
That's reasonable.
Yeah, pretty reasonable, right? Okay, so you could say all that. But when open drug use of that nature is tolerated, property crime explodes. Just look. You should listen to me, but you don't have to listen to me. Seattle, okay? Property crime explodes. Hey, and it could start off, bikes disappear. We know this. Cars get broken into. And maybe it starts off with just the ones that are unlocked. And then they start breaking the windows. Really? Stores lock up everything all the time because they know. So they have to live in fear. They work their tail off. They buy the inventory in hopes that their customers will come in and at least buy the inventory. But they have to do all the extra stress. And then this. Workers get assaulted, either on the way to work, at work, on the way back from work. Elderly residents have to live in fear. They get attacked. They're easy targets. Probably throw in a few gun-free zones, and they're really easy targets. Wait till you get on a grandma who's packing, though. You ain't going to see that one coming. I'm down here in South Louisiana. I'm scared of some of them. But all this should be known because Seattle has already lived this cycle. And we saw it. So Rance over there pointed to a recent case where, the article points to a recent case where an elderly woman was struck in the face with the board containing a nail on it. And by the way, that attack left her blind. Okay, now the bad things happen. That's one attack. Okay, and this is one incident. But that particular suspect had a long criminal history and was still on the streets. It is a culture. It is a culture. If this is a one-off, it's not making the news. You see? If it's a one-off, it's not making the airwaves. I'm just saying. All right, guys, stick around. When we get back, man, I can't wait, Q-Dog. Open up them phone lines, 232-1542, 844-766-6607. Be right back.
Agricultural, marine, trucking, oil and gas. Hose Source, many people's #1 choice for all of your hose needs. Call 337-552-2085 or online at hosesourcellc.com. Hose Source, your one-stop hose shop.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast!
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ROAD to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-518-1409.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-518-1409. That's 800-518-1409.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be cool.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. Broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also on our X page. Let me go see you there at Josh Guillory USA, but I want to see you on Rumble. Let me see you over there. That chat is rocking. I certainly appreciate that. And yeah, we don't touch the hot stove twice down here. Go check out that chat on Rumble. Phone lines are open, 232-1542, 844-766-6607. I can't wait to hear from you. Hey, shout out to my friends over there at Stan's Auto, man. Always taking care of you. Okay, let's go to Renee. What you got, Renee? Bring the heat, my man.
Hey, I told y'all that. I thought that the gain-of-function communism always got a brand new plot. A brand new plot twist, you know. That woman was in the wrong, doing something she wasn't supposed to be doing. And it gets to the core of the problem. Roy Singham over there hiding like the man with the golden gun, safe in Chinese territory. And George Soros and George Soros Jr. And people like them. You know, they think they're above the law. They might be, That's why we need Title V. And if we can't do it, let's give Israel an extra jet or two, a nuclear submarine, and let the Mossad do the Title 50 for us. I'm sorry, Title 50. All them people need some Title 50. They think they're above the law.
Hey, all right. Thanks, Renee. I thought for a moment there he's talking about Mama. I thought he was going to say Papa's got a brand new bag or something. I don't know. I mean, he let in with that pretty hot, you know. So I was trying to meet him where he's at. Renee, always appreciate your call, my man. You know I'm just picking. Love you, love you, love you, and love your calls, man. Always bringing value. Who are we going to? I think Sean was next. Sean, what's up, brother? Bring the common sense.
Oh, man, is anybody else concerned that the mayor, y'all said mayor a lot earlier, the mayor of New Orleans was sworn in by Kamala Harris? Is anybody concerned about that?
Wait,
and
what?
Yeah, go look at it, brother. She was sworn in today by Kamala Harris. Now, is anybody in New York concerned that Mondavi swore in on the Quran?
Well,
so is anybody worried about that? They said never forget. Forget y'all weren't even around, dude. What are y'all doing, man? Wake up, people.
Man, look.
Now, prove me wrong. I could be wrong, but I heard.
Go ahead.
No, I'm telling you, Kamala Harris swore in what's her Marrero, whatever, the mayor of New Orleans.
She was a council member. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she got swore in by Kamala Harris.
That should tell you
today.
enough. I thought you were going to go with the New York thing and say about Letitia James. Because she was the one that I think either swore him in or she wouldn't have held the Quran with him. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Who knows? But regardless.
Yeah. It's a mess. So anyway, the world is weird and it's only getting weirder.
That's all right, though. Have faith, Sean. You always bring the heat, but I'm going to infuse some sunshine. It ain't all bad. Hey, the earth is still spinning on its axis. At least that's what we think. Who's my flat earthers out? I know I got some.
Oh, boy.
Yes. Who? Yes. Who? Don't you hold back on me either. Who out there believes the earth is flat? Now, you come defend yourself.
And why? Why is
Absolutely,
the earth flat?
yeah. And you can, and look, I'll give you much grace. You don't even have to tell me the source. Like, I've watched the History Channel stuff. I've watched I'm telling you, I live with a conspiracy theorist. And I will say I live with an objective conspiracy theorist, which sometimes can be about as joyful as being married to a lawyer. All right, let's go to my boy Warren. Warren, what's up, buddy?
Well, it's on its axis, but it's starting to wobble a little bit, Josh. It got a little bit of wobble to it. You know, Biden was talking about hiring 80,000 IRS agents. Trump ought to hire 80,000 new FBI agents and send them down here to Baton Rouge and to New Orleans, because when $11 million disappears, nobody answers any questions. Money keeps disappearing, and you keep giving them money. That means you're stealing too. So it's a big scam, just like the kickback with Michigan up there. You know, Cleo Fields got his own district picked by him, and they lied and said the court ordered it. That's because the pockets are all getting full, and I think Cleo's gonna ride on him if they don't give him what he wants.
Man,
pretty obvious.
Hard to argue with you, Warren.
It's pretty obvious what's going on now. You know, the stealing has been going on. This ain't nothing new. Everybody, who's that, Alario and Half-Ass Henry, they ought to get all them people, Liz Merle, they ought to get Jeff Landry, send the IRS down here with a pair of vice grips, and put them vice grips on somebody's pecan. They gonna talk. Thank you, Josh.
Warren, I love you, man. I love you. I just and look, I will say this. I think most of us can appreciate the sentiment. I got to tell you though, look, just to warn, I wouldn't. The solution is never adding more FBI agents. No offense to the ones that are out there. The answer is less government. The answer is less federal government. Think about this. Just a thought. If the federal government would just take 25% of what it uses on all these federal programs, just 25%, and send that to the states. And look, I know I'm asking too much on this next one. I would prefer it to go to the municipalities, or maybe a split. That is one thing that under the previous administration was executed well, was ARPA. Some went to the municipalities, some went to the states, whatever. So you have a model. You have a model that works, but you could take 25%, and I promise, or it's hard to promise anything these days on politics. It should be easy to accomplish. There is so much more accountability at the local level. There's so much, and take the fraud out, because it's so much harder to do that there's probably almost minimal compared to upstairs. You know what I mean? But it's the initiatives. It's what the money would be spent on. And even a liberal, progressive, blue of the blue cities can manage that money in a more transparent way and a more effective way than a Republican federal administration can. That's the hard truth. But look, and that's an awesome truth, actually, because now we could cut 75% of the budget. And I'm being graceful here, okay? Like, I think you can cut 90 and we'll be fine. Really. But you got to cut our taxes too. Seriously. And you got to cut them. Like, cut them. And look at the history of that doggone thing. How they ramrodded an amendment through. Nancy Pelosi would have been proud. I don't know. She might have been there handing out flyers. Jeez. That was her first gig as a chairperson or something. I don't know.
Community organizing?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that would explain a lot more than what I've been told community organizing is, because I can't get a doggone straight answer. I mean, I might want to do a little organizing myself, but I don't have a model to go. Every model I look at is fake. It's just a bunch of passionate rants to get somebody or some people to their next destination in their journey of business, their professional development. Really, it's hard being an agitator. I mean, a community developer, whatever it is. I don't know. Sorry. Hey, look, we're going to take an early little break because, oh my gosh, we're going to go back to Minnesota just a little bit, because it just, it's just something silly that we need to talk about. We need to address it. Phone lines are open. I can't wait to hear from you.
At Guillory and Barnhill Title, they're dedicated to ensuring smooth and secure real estate transactions for their clients. Their professional team brings a wealth of experience and expertise and are committed to providing exceptional service that exceeds your expectations. Residential real estate closings, commercial real estate closings, title insurance, curative title work, and refinancing. You can count on Guillory and Barnhill Title. 337-362-9797. That's 337-362-9797.
LA 22-13415. Offices in Alexandria, Lafayette, and Marksville. Results may vary.
Driving kids to school or picking them up after. There's no worse time to become the victim of someone else's carelessness. I'm Brian Kubero, and when I get a call and kids are involved, doing it right takes on an even deeper meaning. You can start by calling me, Brian Kubero, at 337-HELP-NOW or visit doitright.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Right. Ron, where are you calling from?
Wow. That's a lot of good self-awareness, Q-Dog.
Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
Okay. So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-923-6829 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-923-6829. That's 800-923-6829. What do you have to lose? Call 800-923-6829. Again, 800-923-6829.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ROAD to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
You straight up just gave the men Steve
Let's be
Martin's
honest.
last name.
The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Show him you love him. Keep him safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Rebroadcasting with my friends KLFY Plus. Certainly appreciate all of our listening and viewing audience. Hey, that chat on Rumble is getting hot and heavy. Kill Switch, I'm going to come right to you here in a little bit. Read that, though, and maybe you can get us some info. All right, so when strength matters, let me tell you something else that's good. When strength matters, when custom matters, when failure is not an option, my friends at C-Safe, they do deliver. C-Safe FRP products, they're engineered to resist corrosion, reduce maintenance, they outlast the competition, and I'm talking in the harshest environments, from wastewater treatment plants to offshore platforms to you name it. You name it. Their products are American-made. We like that, and C-Safe gets it. They're manufactured right here in Acadiana by American workers. Check them out. C-Safe, csafe.com. SEA, just like the ocean. That makes it easy for us to remember, right, Q-Dog?
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, Kill Switch, I don't know if you have anything on that yet, Q, but Kill Switch is saying some breaking news here. Minnesota sues Trump administration to block federal agents. Oh, boy. He said earlier, yeah, I'm with you. We'll look into that. We'll look into that. All righty, let's see here. Okay. All right. So after Seattle, which we've been talking about the whole hour, basically, and some little rants from me in between. So after Seattle, this next story, my dear friends, should sound very familiar, because it's the same pattern playing out in real time. Think about it. Minnesota, Back to our friends in Minnesota. Minnesota is now seeing hundreds more federal agents sent into Minneapolis after the shooting. We remember this, involving an ICE officer. Remember last week, a woman who authorities say weaponized her vehicle during an enforcement operation. We covered that. We'll talk about it some more. Love to hear your thoughts on it. And look, I think by now most people you may have seen the video. If you care, you definitely can go see the video if you want. You have likely heard the arguments. You have more than likely on X and all these other platforms probably have seen the outrage, whether it's genuine or not. So let's skip the theater. Talk about what actually matters. The Trump administration says the agent acted in self-defense. Local officials dispute that. The FBI is investigating, and that will take a minute. The state is demanding its own inquiry. You can do whatever you want. Why even? That's why I know this is all baloney. Do it. Do your own inquiry. Woo. Do it. Protests have exploded with tens of thousands in the streets and dozens of arrests. You know. So here's the connective tissue with our friends in Seattle from our discussion earlier. I'll say it again. I'm repeating what a lot of people listening believe. When cities send the message that enforcement is some kind of optional task, chaos does not stay theoretical. It does not live in some hypo in the academy or in politician school or wherever it is. It becomes physical. Cars get used as weapons. Officers make split decisions. I mean, split-second decisions in some of the most harshest circumstances to make those decisions, with so many consequences at people that treat them like pawns. It's so many options at their disposal to ruin their lives. They have to balance all that. I feel sorry for the law enforcement officers in these types of cities, because the ones that are on the verge of retirement, they're going to stick around, but they probably remember a day where they weren't used as political weapons if they've been around that long. Maybe not. But that's the connective tissue with Seattle. It's that culture thing. But when all this happens, it's optional. It's, maybe. If we think it's big enough, you live in a bubble. Whoever you are in government, you're insulated. I mean, you got so many things that the ordinary folks don't have to worry about. But Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, she said that the additional agents are being sent so federal officers can do their job safely. That probably, if that's genuinely made, which I have no reason to believe it's not, that alone should tell you where we are at. They have to send federal officers so that federal officers can do their federal mission safely, because we have local politicians and local ideologues that hate Donald Trump more than they love our country, or even the constituents that they are so blessed and so privileged to serve. Federal law enforcement now requires reinforcement to operate in a major American cities. That is not normal. That is not normal. The protests themselves are being described as peaceful by city leadership, while police report dozens of arrests for obstruction, disorderly conduct, interference with officers, disturbing the peace, battery, just keep it on. Both of those things can exist at the same time. A large crowd can be mostly peaceful while still providing cover for lawlessness. And that distinction matters, because one obstruction becomes normalized. Enforcement becomes impossible. You are asking the numbers alone. Look what you're taking away the best security enforcement enhancement that law enforcement have, and that is fear of retribution of the system, of society. There will be a consequence for your choices to break the law. And when these people that are in charge say, that's optional, well, then the tail wags the dog. But these guys don't care. And I'm running out of time, and I can't wait to come back in hour number 2. Stick around. We'll be right back. Q, I'm telling you, don't go anywhere. Broadcast live from a listening audience or a viewing audience. We got one. Hey guys, sorry we had the commercials running over. Such great thoughts that only our TikTok audience got, apparently.
It was riveting.
Yeah, Q got it. And I really think he was paying attention. I do.
He was.
It was in break. He didn't have any buttons to press. So now we're just going to have to repeat everything we said. I couldn't even tell you. Let's see here. Are we all the way down on the Rumble chat?
I think so.
Hey, you guys are doing great on Rumble, man. Thank y'all. I love seeing your chats. Love it. I love it. See, Monsieur. Yeah, you're right. The vice grips on their pecan. That's a new one. Hey, that was the PG version.
Definitely.
That was the PG version. He could have, if you've listened and watched for a while, which you have, Warren can give us some other optional synonyms.
Other means of other imagery.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's big on imagery. He's big. I will give him that. But folks just want to grow. I tell you, it's so easy to want, like when you're in office, it's so easy to press that easy button and you want the federal government. Well, you don't. But it's so easy to take their money. It's so easy to be a puppet for them. But you just got to, if you get your own house in order, really, it's not hard. If you get your own fiscal house in order, you don't have to be their slave. And then you really do come with the punch, because those, like I said in the other hour 1, community development block grants, man, those are, I'm telling you that sometimes the local government is their hands are tied. You're good. Hands are tied, but there's a lot of times where they're not. And a lot of local governments, they change their plan every I think it's 5 years they have to. I was in the middle of one when I was in, or I think I was in the gap. Regardless, I remember having wonderful, wonderful conversations with my teammate, Congressman Higgins at the time. I was new in, and he was not. He had been there several years, and he explained that process to me very well. His staff did, and we were blessed because, but I'm relaying this information to you so that you know, in your respective local government, ask your council members about a CDBG, Community Development Block Grant, and it's from HUD, it's through HUD, federal HUD, but you could take that and really help people. But it's your administration and the council have to be aligned. You got to have the plan. You can't just willy-nilly it. But whatever your priorities are, that's what you need to gear those types of grants to. And the priority should always be protecting people, protecting business. Get your infrastructure squared away. Without business, you have no economy. And the small business owner is in a much better position to take care of his or her people than the doggone federal government. We need a federal government. I'm not anti-federal government, Q. I just want it to be what our Constitution says it to be supposed to be, and it's a limited government. Yeah, I know. When I first met Q, he was extremely libertarian. Hey, I love the libertarians. Okay, I probably agree with you a lot more than you may think. Which probably is not hard to think. I'm a conservative, and that's kind of, I just look. That's why I get kind of concerned. We shouldn't. We're talking right now. Add more FBI agents. Add more federal agents to go. Whoa, they don't go away. So when the Democrats are in charge, you're giving them an army to go do some things. Yeah. Killswitch says that Minneapolis mayor is a not so great person at the highest caliber. And Killswitch says a notch below Waltz.
I mean, he's not wrong. I watched his press conferences. They were terrible.
I only read about them. And what I read is it's the same generic playbook.
He instilled next to no leadership.
Yeah.
After the incident in the Twin Cities.
Quentin's about to do traffic. TikTok, you'll be able to get it. Rumble, you can't. They can get it. Yeah, get your little local traffic. Hang tight.
This hour of traffic brought to you by Glenn's Towing and Recovery. 989-0510, 989, a nickel and a dime. Traffic is looking pretty chaotic out there this afternoon with a minor traffic accident Evangeline at Pinhook, a major traffic accident southeast Evangeline Thruway at Pinhook, a major traffic accident in the 600th block of the northeast Evangeline Thruway, a minor traffic accident in the 3800th block of Collie Saloon Road, a hit and run with injury, Landry Road at Emmett Road in Lafayette Parish, a minor traffic accident, Pinhook at Bonin, and a traffic accident with unknown injuries in the 1400th block of the northwest Evangeline Thruway. This hour of traffic brought to you by Glenn's Towing and Recovery, 989-0510, 989, a nickel and a dime. Stay tuned. Hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show is up next.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Rebroadcast with my friends over there at KLFY+. Go check us out at the mothership, rumble.com. Rumble.com, like Rumble in the Jungle. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. You can also go to all of our socials on my X page at Josh Guillory USA, and I certainly want to see you over there because your humble host wants to hear from you. Big time. All right, let's switch gears. Hey, remember Venezuela?
Is that the island nation or the other one?
Q. Being sly over there. Now people are going to have to go Google it. Do it safely. All right. So, you actually may have seen this. I didn't until Quentin sent me something, I'll be honest with you. But you may have seen the headlines. No. You have seen the headlines about Venezuela. I mean, it's a weird mix over there. I mean, it's like right now you got hope, you got smoke, got a little difficult math, a whole bunch of stuff. You got a Venezuela government, though, saying it released 116 prisoners in the past few hours. Rights group on the ground say the real number looks lower right now, more like 41 as of earlier in the day. So already, you've got the regime doing what regimes do. Controlling the story while families are standing outside prisons trying to find out if their loved one is walking out the gate. That must be just devastating every second of the day. These dictators don't care. And the people there in Venezuela, I think I don't know. We'll see, because they're going to start the same operation, but it reminds me a little bit of the folks in Iran. I mean, the people in Iran, you know how brave it is for those folks to do that?
Yeah.
Like, man, the guy that put the Persian flag on the Iranian over the Iranian flag in one of the Iranian buildings. Talk about a target, buddy. Talk about a target
for life too.
Oh yes. So, man, real. So we know in humanity there is still that thirst to govern ourselves still out there, and we see it in Iran. I think we're going to see it in these other countries. Who knows how it's going to play out in Venezuela? That's a totally different thing. Totally different. Similar, but different. Okay? But we're going to see this we're going to continue to see that swell. I just wish that we had more folks in America that are in charge that had that same thirst, or as much of a thirst for freedom that the people in Iran have, to be able to risk their lives just to get the basic stuff that most of the world takes for granted. And that regime, how do they do it? How do they combat it? They arrest more than 2,000. They kill, I think, 41 or more that we know.
In Iran?
Yeah.
I believe it's at over 500.
But they're, I get what you're saying, yeah. But the release has been, I think, in the just minimal.
Oh, yeah.
Like just crazy. But Venezuela, back to these guys, I mean, it's some of this stuff is pretty predictable. So we have all that. We got the Venezuela government saying all those things, okay? But at the same time, opposition leader Machado over there just met privately with Pope Leo XIV at the Vatican. And that should not be taken lightly. Because the Vatican, although this Pope seems to be willing to address things head on, he's younger, he's vigorous. Go get him. But they usually are politically sound. meaning they are usually politically safe. And this I think could be possibly, a signal here. And it wasn't even on the public schedule at first. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah, it actually just showed up on the Vatican bulletin after the fact. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, this is, I mean, that tells you the situation is hot, man. Hot, 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 hot. So let's take a step back. Let's connect the dots. Not connect four. Venezuela has been a long-running human rights disaster. It's been a political prison, too. It's been a political prison factory. It's been in broad collapse, in broad daylight, in slow motion. Now that we have the opportunity to really kind of pay attention to it and look back. I mean, the releases are pressure valve. Got it. That's all it is. They don't do this because they woke up with a conscience. We know that. They feel the heat from inside. They fear it on the outside or inside or both, but they feel it. And also, a little wrinkle here in the reporting that matters a lot for a healthy discussion on this issue. You see, this is a wrinkle. The U.S., we are now tied into Venezuela's future in a very direct way after Mr. Maduro captured that little operation and the turbulence that followed. We are deeply connected now. I mean, on Capitol Hill, you've got Republicans talking about Venezuela's oil like it's a golden ticket, and it might be. Democrats are warning about taxpayer exposure. Remember, they're the party in the minority. The most fiscally responsible Congress people out there are the congressmen in the minority. Boy, they'll point out all the wasteful spending. Joni Ernst, can you just bring it to a bill? You can even drop it when you're in the minority. Keep it there. I think they'll let you do that, and then you can revisit it.
I think she's distracted on egg labeling.
Man, breaking my heart, Joni. Joni, file the bill, $2.1 trillion. But look back to this Maduro thing. Some folks are basically saying, some Republicans on the Hill are basically saying the country has so much doggone crude oil, natural gas, minerals, that private investment will come pouring in and America won't be stuck holding the bag. Okay, that is the best case scenario. That's the optimistic pitch. And you got the cold water reality, which all executives, including Exxon's leadership, calling Venezuela uninvestable. That's a big thing, too. I feel like they have those same discussions about Louisiana right now, and that's sad. That is very sad. We could change that. But that is corporate speak, that whole uninvested or uninvestable for, hey, legal risk, political risk. I see a bunch of infrastructure decay, corruption, and uncertainty that makes it hard to put serious money into the ground over there. All right, we'll take a little break. When we get back, we'll wrap a bow on this topic and so much more. Stick around. I can't wait. Hey, what's up, my Rumble folks? Rumble, YouTube, X. We're at Josh Guillory USA on X. That's my personal page. Go check us out. We have our shows page and all those things. Go to Rumble, though. Rumble.com. You can check us out on the chat, and we certainly appreciate that. Big tip, I'm going to read yours on air. I should have read some of those on air live. Q, make sure I remember. No pressure.
None at all.
No pressure. See, the TikTok guys, they get to see us troubleshooting stuff too. Well, I guess you guys do as well. But hey, yeah, this it is what I said about Louisiana. I'm sadly probably correct because, I mean, that's what they're saying about us, that we're uninvestable.
Absolutely.
I mean, think about it. Even us in Texas, I know we lowered our severance tax, and that was good, but we're still not competitive. You're still not, and I don't know why. You're losing it. You've lost it, and you're not stopping the bleeding with not doing anything about it, but that's better than what we had. But still, just compare Louisiana and Texas. Severance tax over here versus there. You'll get your pantsuit off of you here, and Texas welcomes you in wide open arms. Now, that could be short-lived, though, because in Louisiana, we welcomed oil and gas with open arms, told them they could do all these canals and frack and all this stuff, and said, come on down. And then all of a sudden said, psych. But they didn't even say it to the people that made the contract. They're going after people that had no clue. Some of them had not even been born when the contract was signed. And that is driving business away. If you had an oil field operation, would you want to sue, or would you want to come in to this environment and risk being sued every day? No.
It might be a little extreme to say, but compare Louisiana's economy to Venezuela's economy. Well, not economy, let's say regulatory bodies, right?
Ooh,
and whether or not
I like where you're going with this.
Whether or not we maintain consistency, or whether or not we change the rules midway through.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
There's a reason Exxon doesn't want to go back to Venezuela.
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
And also, I didn't mention this. I should have mentioned this. How about Venezuela having a history under Hugo Chavez of literally taking their all their operations, taking their equipment and everything, and nationalizing it?
And let's not forget how many times a Chevron executive went down to Venezuela for talks, and all of a sudden they were in handcuffs, and we're reading about it on the evening news.
Yep, it's true.
People from Lake Charles.
I didn't know that.
I don't remember many of the details, but it was a big story about 8 years ago, and
really,
I'm not sure how it played out. They might still be in one of those camps.
Wow. Hey, TikTok, look, I think they let us do it 1 hour at a time. So while we're in break, we got 30 seconds left until we are going back live. I'm going to X out of this live. I'm going to go right back to live. So, hey, man, come check us out. Appreciate that.
Rumble, we'll be back in about 20 seconds.
Boom. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. We are also broadcasting live on Rumble. Let me see you over there at rumble.com. Rumble.com, like Rumble in the Jungle. Look up the Josh Guillory Show, and you are good to go. All right. Sea Safe. Go check them out, man. They're sponsoring this segment right here, and they, proud Americans right here in Acadiana, sponsoring a show that brings hopefully some joy and delight and some info to your day. So we appreciate local companies supporting a local company. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So let's go. Let's see here. We're going to stick on. First, let me read it. So we're talking about the Pope, things like that. Go down to the screen, scroll down. Yeah, there we go. So Big Tib on Rumble.com says, the Vatican helped German Nazis escape from Germany to South America at the end of World War II. There's no doubt that the Vatican's actions before World War II, during World War II. I don't know about this part, but that's interesting, Big Tip. That's kind of what I meant when I said they've been politically safe. And that right there at the time for them was politically safe. And if for no other reason, look at Italy. Where is the Vatican? It's in Rome. Rome is in Italy. Italy. Look who was aligned at the time. So they got to survive too. While they are a sovereign government, and while I love the uniforms and the training of the Swiss Army soldiers, I forget, Swiss Guard. I don't know what their numbers would be compared to Nazi Germany or Mussolini over there. I'm just saying. But I do dig it. All right. But that was something. So you don't really see that often, that little meeting. Now, let's go back to the math, because the math has to math. Supposed to. Like, if we really want to look at the hard math, like if we think about it, this should slap everybody awake. The IMF estimate for Venezuela's economy is roughly $82.8 billion. That's for last year, 2025. And around the scale of one U.S. state's economy. So that's a comparative analysis there, okay? All right? Now, I didn't say, maybe it said average of states. I'm just saying, an average of states. Meanwhile, their debt burden is estimated around 200% of GDP. Like we have anything to talk about. We're not at 200%. We hit 100% a few years ago. The inflation outlook is quite literally probably insane diagnosis. You can diagnose it if that's a thing. With projections that prices could rise hundreds of percent into 2026. This is this year. That's a wreck. It's far from a functioning economy. Far from it. So the prisoner release, okay. It's important, all right? It signals leverage. We're talking about signaling all today because that's a lot of signaling going on. We're at war. You don't see political prisoners leaving cells unless the regime thinks it can get something for them. Buy a little time. Maybe buy a little legitimacy. It definitely, at minimum, kind of gives you some negotiating room. I think we would agree to that. The Machado story. That's important to say the least because it also, look at the alignment now. Or look what that's signaling. International alignment. A Pope meeting is not a random selfie. They posted the doggone meeting after the fact, but they still posted it, and he still took the meeting. Just the fact that the Pope of the United States, get it? Because he's from the United States. I mean, come on. I think I would call that diplomatic signaling by the Pope, but I don't know. Because diplomatically, that would be kind of taboo. You see what I'm saying? And it's not, I take note of the meeting. I think it's important. We'll see how that plays out. I just think it's important because of history of popes not necessarily doing that. But interesting reminder, Big Tib, regarding the Vatican's actions during World War II. They can't hide from that. And there's been, we'll say restitution, morally on that. John Paul II I think he was very, very instrumental on recognizing how we did not treat that well. Him and Reagan on anti-communism were quite the 1-2. Not that they plotted, but wow. Be interesting if they did. But that whole international alignment thing, we should not take that lightly. But the oil story, that matters because it's temptation. Venezuela has the largest proven crude reserves in the doggone world, by many estimates. That makes policymakers start talking like it's a simple business turnaround. It kind of isn't. You can't pump your way out of broken institutions, all right? Let's just say that, all right? Because there is a posture that we as Americans should take. America should care about freedom. We do. I don't know if we care as much as the folks in Iran do right now, because they are, man, pray for them. But we could care about freedom, and we need to also care about strategy. We need to think past our nose. Venezuela is in our hemisphere. It touches migration like crazy. Energy markets are affected by it. Regional stability. Like, we pay attention. We apply pressure where it serves U.S. interests. At least this is our approach right now. And at least it is an approach. We're not writing blank checks. And we also don't pretend that oil automatically turns dysfunction into prosperity. And I'm not talking about Venezuela. I'm talking about here. And those broken institutions, I'm talking about here. Eliminate some. Just try it. And you're telling me we don't have I know a majority of Americans. I know a majority of Americans. Did you know that, Q? If I just stopped that sentence right there, that would be pretty impressive.
It would be.
Like, that would be a lot of people. But I am quite confident that a majority of Americans can at least agree on this. This is what I'm about to say. There were agencies and functions of the federal government that did not exist during the shutdown that nobody noticed. I know we all care about something, but that one we should at least all be able to agree on. Democrat, Republican, whatever. Those are the easy wins. Those are the easy wins. And then you're focusing all your energy in smaller and smaller things, which makes it more effective. Who knows? Who knows? All right, guys, stick around. We're going to take a tiny little break. I got a few more things to say on this, but guess what? The best part of the show, 232-1540, 2-844-766-6607. Don't go anywhere. You says sadness and despair. I say coffee. Say a little hi. What's up? What's up, Watt Chalk? I don't know. Mike's live. What's up, Rumble? What's up, YouTube? All my peeps and all the things. Bear with the mic. It's going to be over there for a little bit. Resting my back. But certainly happy to see you guys.
Is that mic loose?
A little.
Shouldn't be. No, ma'am. I'll check.
That's Miss Janet fussing us.
No, I don't want y'all saying anything on the air.
Y'all see? She brings she brings jokes in every Friday, but look at her fussing us, telling us what to do. Bossing us around.
I won't come in here ever again, but if that's broken and y'all mess y'all.
No, you better come back in. I take it. Janet, I take it back. I take it back. Come fuss us. We need you. Jeez. You better keep that mic off.
I'm scared.
I would be scared too. Robert 123. We are streaming to answer your question. We're streaming on TikTok live right now, but you can get our regular video product that's live on Rumble, rumble.com. You can go to my X page. So go to rumble.com and then search the Josh Guillory Show. That's the easiest way to do it, because then you can see the chat. You can see all this stuff. Yeah, Kill Switch, of course. See Kill Switch taking Miss Janet's position. I'm telling y'all, she's mean. She's nice to everybody else except people on air. Someone has to.
Especially if that alarm goes off that says no one's on air.
if we ever go like with no air, yours truly did that. There's an alarm that goes to Janet, and it is like,
it's what I'd
you better not be in her crosshairs.
Yeah, it's like what I'd imagine a tornado siren sounded like in the 60s.
Yes, yes. And she pretty much has us doing atomic bomb drills with urgency when that happens. So, but I hope, Robert 123, I do hope, of course you're asking me that, and I'm sitting there telling him, why don't I just type it in? Rumble.com. Look up the Josh Guillory Show. Boom. Oh, got it. Louisiana. Where are you from, Robert? We broadcast live out of Lafayette, Louisiana. I had a button that needs some attention here.
On the computer?
No, a button on my jacket.
Oh.
I have one right here. I've been using it. Anywho. But yeah, look, happy to have you, Robert 123. Where are you streaming from? But look, our audience, though, we're very blessed, man. We're starting to grow a pretty good national audience. I think it's a combination of probably our social media and the show being streamed, especially with Rumble, because Rumble gets a lot of exposure. But I love hearing from our folks in Arizona. I love hearing from our folks at the different locations. So Robert, I'm going to add you in, man, to our fam. Appreciate you. I don't even know if you agree or disagree, but it don't matter, because I promise you this: we agree more than we disagree. That I will tell you that. Oh, I got to wrap it up. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back in about 30 seconds, okay? TikTok, you just hang tight because you live. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Shout out to my friend Robert in Arizona. Yeah, we love growing the team, man. I'll tell you what else I love. I love things that are strong, that can be custom, and where failure's not an option when I use them. And I think of C-Safe when I say that. C-Safe delivers. C-Safe FRP products are engineered to resist corrosion, reduce maintenance, and outlast the competition in the harshest environments. We know all about that, from offshore platforms to wastewater treatment plants and everywhere in between. C-Safe. Their products are American-made and manufactured right here in Acadiana by American workers. Check them out. C-Safe. You can go to csafe.com, SCA, just like the Gulf of Mexico and America. I do that one for Mr. Blue Wave. You see that? I let in with him. I let in with Gulf of Mexico just for my friend Mr. Blue Wave. Because on his side of the boat, it can be the Gulf of Mexico. My side of the boat, it's Gulf of America. All right, let's go to Renee. Renee, what you got, man? Bring the heat, baby.
Well, it's so upsetting that shooting of that woman. I'm not taking up for the woman. It's just that it seems like she's a grown adult now. She what she does, she's responsible for. But the person she was with, putting her, coaching in a situation like that, not even crying enough for her, and then that poor little kid's gonna be stuck with that woman and that millions of dollars the GoFundMe gave to that woman. That's almost like the same thing with Charlie Kirk assassin. I mean, he's responsible for what he did, but he was with somebody toxic, Messed up his mind.
Well, thanks, Renee. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man. A lot of people probably shaking their head right now. And, look, we're in different times. Different times. But we can say this, I think we can wrap a bow today, at least, on Venezuela. Because Venezuela, when you really look at everything, is the kind of place where good intentions become a money pit and a political mess if you don't walk in with a plan and a spine. Prisoners being released. Hey, look, I want to say this. Good thing, all right? I definitely do not want to downplay that. Good job. We always want to reward good behavior. But it's also a warning sign. The regime is maneuvering. Just because Maduro is out there, the regime is maneuvering. The opposition is working the global stage. I mean, they met with the Pope. And the U.S. is now a central actor, whether we like it or not. We're not in there with a force that we know of. But that means that our country has to stay alert, but we got to be realistic, and we have to be disciplined. We know what it means to be in these long wars. We know what it means to send our blood and our treasure endlessly and in some cases needlessly. So we do have history in regards to that. We also have history in dealing with these drug cartels and the war that has been waged against us for about 30 to 40 years. We know, I will tell you this, I don't know what the ultimate answer is, but I can tell you one thing with 100% confidence. I know what the answer is not. And it has been the tail wagging the dog for about 30 years. Literally, drug cartels just flooding in drugs, and then we wait until it gets here. So now all of them have constitutional protection on our shore, no matter if they're a citizen or not. Now we got to do all the protections that American citizens have just to go fight in a war. It is a war we're in. They've declared it on us just like Japan declared it on us before we even knew it was coming. Except we know it's here. And now we have at least an administration. You can love him. You can hate him. You can not like how he calls people. I don't like those names either. But I certainly like the policies. I certainly like the ability to do something different when what we have been doing has not been working. And some of these folks out here in this country, and a lot of times in this country, we have now developed a natural gear to be very skeptical of anybody that has a different political affiliation than we do. I think we're in a purging. I think in 10 or 15 years, we'll have a better outlook of things. But we got some things to go through. But we're going to go through them, and it's going to be better. But we got to stay the course, you and I. We got to stay the course and stay engaged and things like this, because this is the way that you're going to find out the truth the truth through shows like this. Not just mine. It's a collective effort. It's not easy anymore, because easy used to be you tune in, you get the one newspaper a day, maybe two, and you tune into the afternoon news, and that pretty much covered it. You got your local news, you got your national news, and you were good. 1 hour total, you were good. Read the paper in the morning. There was a lot more time for journalists to look into things and all the stuff. They are in immense pressure. I actually feel bad for the media. I really do, because it is a different climate. These people that were taught integrity, taught the standards, taught thoroughness, taught all the things that you would expect out of a reporter and a journalist, they got to carry that burden and carry that load, but at the same time compete with people that do not have those responsibilities and compete for headlines. Most of the time, if not all of the time, the journalist writes the paper, writes the article. They're not even the ones that do the headlines. It is the editor, so that they can get attention. Don't fault them for it. They are competing in a very competitive market. It's tough, like really. But the consequence of that environment is now morphing into these kind of shows, these podcasts, and it's just collective. We cover national news. It's probably why our audience, I'm thankful for our audience, growing. Met a new friend today from Arizona. It's probably why, but we're getting the feedback from you too. That's why I love having this chat open on to my right. That's why I keep the phones open, all the stuff. That's why Q checks the messages. Because collectively, we are truth seekers, if you think about it. We are all truth seekers on this mission. You wouldn't be tuning in if not. You want to be informed. I got it. So we try to pick the biggest shows of the day, the biggest stories of the day so that you're informed, but also give you full candor when we don't know something we say. We don't know. Warren knows, though. Let's go to him. Sorry to make you hold, buddy. Warren, what you got?
United States of Mexico.
Man, I told you we're going to compromise with Mexico. I feel bad for the U.S.-Mexican war. I want to give them back Southern California.
Oh, no. You see that woman, she's already squealing about protecting the cartels instead of saying she's going to get rid of them. She want to protect them. So they know what's coming.
Man.
They know Trump doesn't telegraph when he told that Colombia leader, you better watch your asset. They know what's coming. But, you know, Josh, I don't understand why we not running Dodge 24/7 with all the stealing that's been done, and still nobody said a word about drug testing. How much money has been swindled? And I was wondering, didn't you or your family go on a vacation when you was mayor of the city of Lafayette? Did y'all go on a vacation to Europe? I never heard nothing about that.
No, I did decline several. Warren. Thanks, Warren. I had to think on that for a little. I was like, why is he asking me that? Oh, I get it, Warren. You got it. Hey, look, back to a compliment on all our callers and audience that listens, but also engages, both of you. It takes us all. You do put a smile on my face every day, so I really appreciate you. All right, let's go to Cuba. All righty here. So we're going to switch a little bit because Trump apparently is turning the screws. Did you see that? Ooh. Like, dude, Havana talks tough, all right? Yeah. And the regional chessboard shifts. So let's get out of Venezuela. Let's get in our Piro and go up northeast a little bit to Cuba, because this is all part of the same regional little chessboard. I'm telling you, it's kind of all starting to make sense. It didn't. I admit it didn't 2 months ago. But I also admit, then and now, I ain't in the briefings. I don't know. I have no clue what a lot of these folks know. But when we get back from the break, though, man, let's talk about basically Trump saying, like, man, you better make a deal with the United States before it's too late. And that's pretty much what he's saying. So we'll talk about that and so much more when we get back. Stick around. Q, I'm telling you, we're going to land this plane strong. Hey, Rumble.com, YouTube, X, all the streaming devices, all the things. Hey, we're in a commercial break, as you know. Got about 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. During the commercial break, I might do this and come like right here because it's a little more comfortable, but the mic will be lower, so I apologize. I'll try my very best to be cognizant about that. Hey, Kill Switch, I see you. So I said they're shaking their heads, and Kill Switch very, very keenly. See, Kill Switch, this is how I know you pay attention to detail, my dear friend. Because I was sending a message there, and only a few people may have gotten that, you see? He says, are they shaking their heads or nodding their heads?
He's right, though.
Yep. Either way. Yeah, you're right. Killswitch goes on to say the youth of Mexico are getting sick and tired of not having a future other than cartel recruitment. Yeah, that candle eventually burns down. I mean, you can only, it's just like socialism. You're taken from the top from so much until you either kill the top and there's nothing because you made them all equal, or the top says, hey, I didn't get here for being, dumb. I'm going somewhere else.
That's like California right now. The mass exodus of billionaires. They
going to Florida.
And did you know that law? It's not the percentage of shares you own in the company. It's the percentage of voting you have. So you could have Class B non-earning shares that are just voting shares.
Oh.
And all of a sudden that counts as part of your ownership stake.
Whoa.
It's insane.
You sure it's not? Because it's a value tax, basically. Yeah. It's not an ordinary income tax where they're getting dividends or something.
Right.
Man, that's crazy. That's a story we covered several weeks ago, if not months ago. Just the silly policies, man. Look, and that's going to come around like, even Mayor Mondani over there in New York had to walk back a lot of what he said because, man, that's why I'm telling you, anybody out there, if you run for office, I'm serious, don't make a lot of promises because it's hard. A lot of times you're running for something you don't know really what the day-to-day issues are, which is fine, very normal. But if you make a promise, we should always keep them. I'm telling you, I had my phone on the campaign trail. I'm serious. And if I made a promise, I put it in my phone. And I made sure to not put a lot. And I would say, I can't guarantee that, but I'll tell you, this is my plan for it. Gotta be true with the folks. All righty. That was funny, Warren, when you called in. I know Warren listens to the radio part, but golly, I didn't catch it at first, though. All right, guys, look, we're going to go back. We got about 15 seconds left till we go off of this commercial break. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. Man, y'all have got to check out the chat on Rumble. All right. I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. I got it. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Thanks for joining us in. Shout out to our viewing audience over there at KLFY Plus. Love it. Yeah. All right, so President Trump over there in Cuba, all this stuff going on in the region. And the president says, hey, Cuba, making all this nonsense, trying to puff your chest. And I get it. Some of that theater is needed for these dictators. It really, it's a thing. It's a thing. And there's a balance. And the president of the United States has to be able to balance those things. They're not Americans. They don't have American policies, all the things. But the president is going on the record publicly saying, let's make a deal. Let's do it. And he's saying before it's too late. Oh, and he's also saying there will be zero oil or money going to Cuba. That helps his negotiation. I think that is negotiating from a position of strength, to say the least. And he's tying it directly to what just happened in Venezuela, arguing, think about this, Cuba lived off Venezuelan oil for years in exchange for security and intelligence reports. Then Cuba's leadership responds with the classic play, moral outrage. It's hard for me to accept that from a regime that has done the things that these regimes have done. Moral outrage. Then, of course, the sovereignty talk. Well, you know who doesn't care about our sovereignty? You. Because you keep flooding our streets with deadly poison. You've been attacking us for decades. And now you're upset because we actually want to protect our sovereignty. We don't mess with yours. And of course, we get the long speeches about how the U.S. has no right to point fingers. Man, Cuba's regime survives on control. Just like that's why the Democrats love them. Propaganda. I'm telling you, the DNC, it's like getting excited. They also operate on cash flow. Make no mistake about it. When you squeeze the cash flow, you squeeze the machine. You throw sand in the gears. Energy is central to this. Over there, for sure. It is absolutely essential. They survive on all that. The island's economy, very fragile. Their infrastructure is old. You can imagine this. A communist regime. Look at what we've had, and there's not been one that's worked. And their leadership has spent decades blaming us, the United States, for everything, while keeping their people, I'll tell you all of them, Iran and all of them, keeping their people locked up, locked in a system, blinded, not hearing any outside interference, a system that produces poverty and escape attempts. These guys, there's a reason why they had to put the Berlin Wall up. People were running to freedom. They were running away from the oppressive regime. And countries around the world, I think the people within those countries finally feel that the leader of the free world is actually doing something about it. And that is such a gamble for these people in these countries. And we must pray for them because it's so brave. It's so bold. It's nothing. These little protesters on our campuses and in the streets up there, they wouldn't last a day in Iran. They wouldn't last a day in Cuba. My gosh. Like, they would be like, can y'all imagine? That would be like, come on. Can you imagine if they had like a little protest? Well, they don't. But like, these are like hardened in the school of hard knocks, you know?
Trans students for Gaza.
Come on. Yes. Go over there. Trans students for Gaza. And I'm not talking about transgenerational. Don't be mixing us in. Don't you be mixing those transgens in. But let's talk about this, though, okay? Because I think it hits some points here, okay? It's about national security in our backyard. That's why this is important. It's not a poor island either. I mean, Cuba, I read you off the economy there. You know, it's a strategic platform 90 miles off of our coast, 90 miles from Florida. It's intelligence infrastructure, it's influence operations, it's regional power. So, I know we can't babysit every nation, and we shouldn't. But right now, the president has an awesome duty ahead of him to balance those scales and balance them for decades to come when he's gone, because those scales have not been balanced in our favor for quite some time. But it can change. All right, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I enjoyed both hours like I do every single day. Be careful out there. May God bless you, and be kind.